Coming out of the Disney Vault for the price of only $29.99 on VHS. All right, are you guys ready to kick this off?
Oh yeah, this is good.
Trench,
This is
buckle
good.
in, because here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bro Football Focus. I'm Hunter. With me, as always, is Jake, Austin, and for the first time in a while, we have a guest, and it's a fan favorite. It's Trench. Welcome, Trench.
And Trench is coming to us from his new casa that he just bought.
Yeah, Trench is a homeowner. He's a big hoss, no longer on the market. Sorry to all of our lady viewers.
Yeah.
Did you buy the house, or are you on a 30-year mortgage?
I'm on a 30-year mortgage.
Nice.
You thought Trench dropped straight cash on that house, Jake?
Hey, I don't know.
Either way, Trench is still balling, but so is Bro Football Focus. So let's just hop
loosely balling.
right into it.
I think we're at a money deficit because of the show. Not gonna lie.
I don't know if there's anything in here about it because all I see is Twitterverse. But I will say, Tim Tebow officially a Jacksonville Jaguar. Yesterday he was at practice. He's running around. He was spreading the word of God and the word of Tim. So I'm excited to see what happens with that.
I really wish Jesus' name was actually Tim.
I think
Just spreading the good word Tim around. Have you heard of him?
Tim Christ. Trench, what are your thoughts on Tim Tebow being in the National Football League? Do you think he's taking chances away from people who really deserve it?
No. I think it's no different than when the Steelers had Ryan Shazier on their roster after he got hurt to be a good locker room guy and be a presence there.
So just to be clear, you're comparing Tim Tebow to like a paraplegic.
No, I'm just saying Ryan Shazier and Urban Meyer are obviously close. The dude changed his position to get back in the league. He's probably in shape. I mean, he's just a camp body.
Well, Trench, you said Ryan Shazier and Urban Meyer are close.
They probably are. Didn't Ryan Shazier go to Ohio State?
And Urban Meyer are close.
So
wait, Austin, didn't Ryan Shazier go to Ohio State?
Yeah.
So I'm sure him and Urban Meyer are close.
Yeah, but what's that have to do with getting Tim Tebow on a roster?
It does,
because Tim Tebow is about as good as a broke up spine Ryan Shazier, according to
I'm
Trent.
just saying you might as well have a guy in a wheelchair just wheeling around the locker room.
That's going to be the title of the episode for clickbait. Trench is Tim Tebow as good as a guy in a wheelchair?
We'll put Trench's Twitter handle up there so that the Jags Nation can get after him.
Yeah. Ooh, you don't want Jags Twitter on you.
When Urban Meyer scout, he was like, he looks like he's an 18-year-old kid out there. It's like, an 18-year-old kid in a wheelchair, but nonetheless.
Yeah. No,
like I'm glad Ryan Shazier has recovered.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, me too.
He's coming back and playing linebacker, Trench, or he's done?
No, he's done.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. His dad did say that God told him he would play again, so we'll see what happens with that. But
Tim Tebow would know.
He would. Speaking of linebackers who weren't in the NFL or were in the NFL and weren't anymore, I don't know if this is in the Twitterverse either, but fun fact. Telvin Smith recently pled no contest to all of the charges that were against him. So he's not going to jail, which is cool.
Yeah, that was in Twitterverse, which would be a great time to hop right into it.
Yeah. So with Telvin, he pled no contest, which basically means I give up.
Guilty, but you're not agreeing with it.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm guilty, but I'm not also putting up a fight.
Yeah. It's not worth it.
So he's not in any doo-doo?
He's in a little doo-doo. I think he has like 2 or 3 years probation, but that's because the charges he was banged for was like sex with a minor.
Yeah,
but
17-year-old?
Huh?
17-year-old, right?
Yeah, and she was probably almost 18 or something. Didn't tell him. I don't know. Give him the benefit of the doubt.
He probably told him. He probably pulled an ADP 445.
No,
Had to get
EDP's
that
talking to
donut.
like 13-year-olds.
So you got to think,
Actually-
which is weird. You know, there was a hit song on the radio. She's only 17. That's old enough for me.
Well,
And
no,
now it's like that's crazy how times have changed.
she's only 17. Daddy says she's too young, but she's old enough for me.
By Winger, check that song that does not age
Maybe-
well out.
Yeah,
Maybe
if
his
I
lawyer should cite that in court and say that the culture of that song provoked him.
According to the Winger Supreme Court case, she is 17, but she is in fact old enough for me.
Yeah.
if I could change my appearance to look like anybody in the world, it'd be Kip Winger in like 1984. But yeah,
Good
he's
look.
good looking dude. But up here in the top of the Twitterverse, a lot of people kind of upset with the Travis Etienne pick, and also upset that Urban Meyer's working him out at running back at rookie minicamp. Don't understand why people are upset, because I don't think there's anything wrong with giving Travis some hands. But the lovely Mia O'Brien down in, I don't know where she works, but she's a Jacksonville sports lady. She posted some comparison graphics of what Travis and James Robinson together could look like. And it could look a lot like Maurice Jones-Drew and Fred Taylor.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope he does well. It is odd. I know you said running back, but giving him reps at wide receiver, just right off the bat's a little odd to me.
So
Why is
when-
that odd?
I would give him, because I mean, if it were me, I would at least like still give him some good reps at running back because he is a running back, you know.
Yeah, he's doing that now.
So you tell me in 2006 the Jags had MJD and Fred Taylor running the rock,
Yeah,
and they combined for over 2,000 yards.
yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
That
They-
Jags team is probably one of my favorite NFL teams ever.
wow. That's
Who else was
awesome.
on that
David
team?
Garrard quarterbacking. Yeah.
David Garrard.
I saw a tweet the other day. I don't know.
That year, I think.
What was that, Trench?
I think they beat Pittsburgh twice that year.
They probably did.
I don't remember.
Oh, I don't know if I ever shared it, but I saw a tweet the other day. It was a picture of David Garrard looking beefy, and it was like, "Does David Garrard play tight end?" Because that'd be cool.
You think they'll bring him?
But got some Julio Jones trade news as per usual. Again, I feel like that happens a lot. We'll see if that happens.
Yeah. I mean,
Trench-
look at this picture underneath of that one.
Of Matt Ryan?
Like, I watched this interview, and Matt Ryan was clearly butthurt the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he knows they're about to get rid of Julio, and he really doesn't want them to, but there's nothing he can do to stop it.
Is that the interview where he dropped the I can't imagine my offense without Julio quote?
Yeah.
I saw that.
But, man, yeah, Julio is on the market right now.
Now here's the real question.
Him tweeting out about him wanting to restructure his contract for Julio. Could you imagine that?
Be pretty naughty.
So when Matt Ryan says, I can't imagine my offense without Julio Jones. So is it really Matt Ryan's offense then? Or is it Julio Jones's offense? Because I don't think Julio would say, I can't imagine my offense without Matt Ryan.
I bet he would. I bet him and Matt Ryan are friends.
I mean,
Matt Ryan
friends
wants
don't pay
to,
the bills.
If Matt Ryan wants to imagine the offense without Julio, he can just think back to the times he played for the Falcons before they drafted Julio, which was a good amount of time.
He's like, yeah, that was just a fever dream. I don't even think about it.
I don't think Matt Ryan has too much to worry about because, one, it's not like the Falcons were very good. And two,
It's pretty sweet.
you minus a Julio Jones, you plus a Kyle Pitts. They're basically the same person.
Yeah.
And then you put Calvin Ridley in that one slot and you're fine. You're the same old poopy Falcons.
I
You know what?
agree. I think Kyle Pitts is going to be disgusting, and he's younger, and people aren't even going to realize, especially if Julio's gone. And it probably will highlight Calvin Ridley more too.
And
Trench,
how often has Julio been hurt for the past couple of years? Like, he's barely even been there.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
everyone who plays fantasy knows that Matt Ryan likes Calvin Ridley more in the red zone.
Yeah, true. And probably we'll start to like Kyle Pitts more.
Yeah.
Trench, did you see that Pro Football Focus recently put out a graphic saying that Kyle Pitts was the 4th best tight end in the NFL?
I did not see that.
Yeah. Do you think that's kind of ridiculous because he's never taken a snap?
Now,
Yeah.
Trench, I saw a tweet by Eric Abron, and he added George Kittle and Travis Kelce and was like, "Are we inviting Kyle Pitts to the elite tight end camp or something like that?" Do you think he has the room to make that kind of comment with those really good tight ends?
I think Eric Ebron in Madden 21 might have the room to make that comment because he's absolutely ridiculous, but not in real life. You can't catch
Wow.
You guys heard it here first. Eric Ebron, good in Madden, not in real life.
Wow.
The Steelers drafted Pat Fryer.
Yeah, that pick made me really upset, Trench, because I wanted the Jags to take him like right there.
Hunter and I were big fans of Baby Gronk before the draft.
If you checked out our pre-draft coverage,
Yeah.
did a lot of it. It's pretty cool. Speaking of that, Trench, I know we're in the Twitterverse, but how do you feel about the Steelers draft? Good, bad, not good?
I think it's overall solid. I also think that I would have been happy with different picks, but I am confident in the ones they did do.
So you're
The
just
most
a
interesting one to me is Kendrick Green, their 3rd round pick, because they seem all in on him being a starter right away. From everything that I've seen, they're moving him to center. He's going to start at center unless they plan on moving BJ Finney there, who the older guard that used to play for them. They just brought back from Cincy, but I don't see that happening.
Very nice. No
Right.
idea who that is, but I'm glad to see that the Steelers are getting some O-line help.
So my thoughts are on the Steelers next year. I mean, if Najee Harris ends up being what he's proclaimed to be, the Steelers had a guard last year named Kevin Dotson, who's a pretty good run blocker, and I think he's primed to start. And then Zach Banner is supposed to come back, and he's also a pretty good run blocker. David DeCastro played injured most of the year last year, and Pouncey was downright terrible. So I think their weak spot is going to be at left tackle. I've been kind of hoping they'd sign Moses from Washington. He just got cut. But
Now, Trench, don't you think the whole thing kind of banks on Big Ben, who is kind of made out of glass now?
I wouldn't say he's made out of glass. He had a freak elbow injury, but he was sturdy last year. The problem was that they had him throw the ball 50, 60 times a game. I think if they give him somewhat of a running game, that's his best shot. I don't know that he can do it, but
Yeah.
I think he was worn out by the end of the year last year from throwing the ball so much.
Jake, if when Trench says he's not made out of glass and you could put up that picture where he's wearing like more ice than clothes, that would be cool.
Well, he's old. He's healing an elbow injury.
Yeah.
But
we could probably make it happen.
since you were talking about the O-line, I want to get your thoughts on Alejandro Villanueva moving to the Ravens and basically saying that that he likes the Ravens because they don't got a bunch of TikTok stars.
That was clearly overblown from all the tweets from the other Steelers.
Come on, Trench. We're trying to get some pop. We're trying to get some pop on the internet. So you don't think he was calling out Juju, calling him a bitch, or Chase Claypool?
He might have been a little bit. I don't think that Villanueva. I mean, I've seen Villanueva and Juju's TikToks.
I mean, imagine you're fighting in the mountains of Afghanistan, and then you go to play left tackle in the NFL, and then you got guys TikToking when you're down by 30 points.
Yeah, Alejandro didn't fight for our freedom for that, Trench. Dancing on logos and stuff. Come on now.
Come on.
But more importantly, what Alejandro Villanueva did fight for was dudes who are just ripped to the nines. There's this tweet making fun of Tutu Atwell. It says NFL players are amazing athletes, pictured below Dalvin Cook, Aaron Donald, Mike Davis, and Tutu Atwell. And it shows a picture of him when he was like 5 or something. That's not why I shared this. I shared this because the picture of Dalvin Cook like makes me feel funny for some reason. Like I feel like that is the ideal male body that Dalvin Cook has. So Jake, if you just want to pop that up, let people bask in that for a little bit.
Yeah, no, I figured that's where we were going with this. Thanks
No,
for
Hunter.
giving me the editing 101. I've never done it before.
No problem.
What's catching your eye about Dalvin here and making you get all?
Well,
Yeah, is it the
Yeah.
traps? Is it the quad? Like, what are
Well,
the abs, the pecs?
you
What is
can't see all of
it?
it
Is it the glistening sweat in the sun?
because in the tweet, obviously, you could pick or click on Dalvin individually and
Yeah.
enlarge that bad boy. But just a combination of like his hairstyle, his beard, he's kind of got Simba vibes going on. Former guest of the podcast, hopefully future guest of the podcast. But yeah, just these things, whatever those are, and then the 10-pack he's got going on. Arms look ripped, even though he's not lifting anything. I just think Dalvin Cook is a good looking dude, certified good looking dude.
You
I'll have to
see,
email him and tell him.
in my
certified.
opinion, the ideal male physique is Quinn Miners from the Denver Broncos
Yeah.
because I like a good fat hoss, nice and sturdy, big belly, just could bench press a hoss.
I don't know. Like I said earlier, if I could look like anybody, it would be Kip Winger. I'm taking that back. If I could look like anybody, it'd be Dalvin Cook in this picture.
Also, I didn't realize. Look at those quads.
What didn't you realize?
Mike Davis,
Yeah, doesn't do anything for me.
he's a big running back.
Trench, does that picture of Dalvin make you like feel weird at all?
You get a tingle in your
I was like,
wing.
am I the only one?
I agree with you with like the sunlight glistening off his beard.
Thank you.
Trench has some sound like glistening off his beard.
He does.
Have you seen the Najee Harris rookie camp pictures? I think his
Oh.
quads are more impressive than Mike Davis.
Yeah, Najee is looking big as fuck.
Those are quads though, but is he sculpted like a Greek sculpture out of marble like Dalvin is?
His
He's
arms
pretty
are
sculpted.
better, I'd say, but his arms are pretty ripped.
I don't know, Trench. I'm pretty sure I shared this in Twitter and said I think Dalvin made me gay, but we'll move on. There was a race. There was a pseudo race in the NFL put on by Bleacher Report. McCole Hardman, Henry Ruggs, Devin White, Justin Jefferson did a 40. Times were pretty close. Results
Weren't they
might
hand
shock
timed, though?
you. I don't know. Most important thing that we learned from this race is that Justin Jefferson is slow and he's not as good as Jamar Chase.
For what? You know what? I'll take it.
437. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Hey, I know that's the one right there. I know that's the one. Yes, sir. 426.
The clock don't lie. 422. As quick, the quickest you gonna ever see. Drop the clock on him. Yeah, I'm out of here.
I mean, Justin Jefferson, he's got that Jerry Rice speed where he doesn't look very fast, but then once he gets going, he's moving.
I don't know, dude. I could run a 4.5.
But Devin White running a 4.37, weighing what, 240 or whatever.
Wasn't that hand time?
I don't know, but he did that at the combine. He ran a 4.3 something.
Devin White.
That hand time, Trench? Huh?
Yeah, with the combine hand time, bro. Everyone knows what Devin White's about.
He's about that action,
Trench is
boss.
just a hater of Devin White because the Steelers got Devin Bush instead.
Yeah, Trench, speaking of Devin Bush, how do you feel about him saying, oh, no Jaguars on the schedule this year, even though he knew their home opponents and away opponents for like months prior?
What?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, so when the Tebow to the Jag stuff started, Devin White was like, can't wait to play the Jaguars. And then the schedule came out, and Devin White put out a tweet that was like, oh, no Jaguars? What the heck?
Devin White or Devin Bush?
Devin Bush.
Oh, Devin Bush.
And you know your opponents already. You just don't know like when.
Yeah.
So Devin Bush is a dummy.
He's trying to smack Tim Tebow, but he just doesn't know that the schedule is available for his viewing.
He was just trying to make a joke tweet, I think.
Maybe, but it seemed a lot like bulletin board material, Trench. And all I know is if the Jags
Steelers are all about that.
if the Jags and the Steelers meet in the playoffs, it's going to be trouble because Tim Tebow is going to have 1,200 yards by then, at least 11 touchdowns. So,
Yeah, I don't think the Steelers want anything about the Jags. They got Tim Tebow, and it's just the Jaguars in general the Steelers can't seem to beat ever.
That's
so.
true. Tim
that's
Tebow
a-
did slap his holy cock onto the Steelers' face that one playoffs to Demaryius Thomas
yeah.
in front of Troy Polamalu, another God-fearing, legendary
That
player.
play dismantled that legendary defense from 08 through 2000, 2010, 2011.
Wow.
Super
Chosen one.
Now, Trench, at what age did you realize you were able to grow that beard right there?
This current one.
Yeah.
This
right-
specific
right-
beard?
the current
Or my other beard that I have in the back.
I had a beard about this size around the time of the Patriots Rams Super Bowl. I don't remember what year that was, but
So, what were you, 19, 20? 21?
probably
22.
21.
All right. Well,
But it was kind of I didn't like it. It was itchy and stuff, but I've been taking care of it and trimming it and using all kinds of stuff on it. And I like it a lot better now.
using beard oils and stuff, argan oil.
I just
Now-
use face bar soap on it, and then I use conditioner.
Now, Trench, do you feel like that this gives you more wisdom, the beard, more
No.
clarity?
Does Jill like it?
Yeah.
Now,
Nice.
I bring this to the viewers because Tua has finally sprouted a beard, and they're saying that his voice also has a little more bass in it, bass. And this is O-line Austin Jackson saying what's different about Tua. So you don't think this is gonna make him a better ball player, Trench, having a beard?
I think it will.
I mean, I remember we played with a certain high school football player who had a beard, and he was, not the sickest.
I think Ben Roethlisberger is better with a beard. Maybe Tua will be too. They have the same weird, hard to pronounce last name, even though
Yeah.
Roethlisberger's not hard to pronounce.
Do you guys think that Jake would have been a better quarterback if he had a beard?
If Jake
Probably
had a
not.
beard,
There's a better chance that I would have made it to the NFL than grow a beard like Trenches.
Jake, you don't think you'll ever have beard capabilities?
No, not
You
even.
never-
I've already discounted. I will never ever have a beard unless I do some type of beard
But-
manipulation process.
we should do a no shave October.
It's
or
so
something.
it looks like I shaved and then just missed 5 spots.
Hey,
Those
could
5
you do-
spots are the only ones that grow.
Could you do the Johnny Depp, just the mustache and the chin?
No. See, because it's it grows here, but not here. And the cholo stash is just really cholo-y.
But your
and then, a
brother
little
is
bit
so
here.
Full.
See, that's the thing. Here's the thing. The viewers may not know. Bull is a very hairy man. And a famous line when he describes his level of hair, he says, "You can take a line from the top of my foot all the way to the top of my head of hair." Just because it goes from his legs to his
Oh
ass
my
to his
God.
back to his neck to his head. So my leg hair stops right at about the knee and it picks back up at my head. I am bare. I'm very, very, very bare.
Well, that's a choice. You razor your butthole and stuff too.
With the Manscaped Lawnmower 2.0, when you use the
Hey,
promo
no free
code
ads, Jay.
BFF. Well, see, that's the thing. They're on the Lawnmower 4.0 right now, so I feel like
Yeah.
I'm not getting a good b-hole shave. But, you live and you learn.
Trench,
Is this
Uh,
hairlessness attributed to your lack of Reese's cups consumed compared to Bowl?
Possibly. I haven't done the data analysis, but maybe. It's not out of the
There
realm of
has to be
possibility.
something different. than
Trench,
that.
do you shave your butthole or no?
No, that wouldn't be possible. I'm much like Bull.
Jesus.
It doesn't go. It stops.
That wouldn't be
my chest level doesn't go all the way up my neck to my head, but it's pretty close.
I think the trimmers would get a little clogged up down there.
Nah, impossible. I did the data. Impossible.
Jeez. Well, see, guys, this is the kind of info you get
Uh,
when we have guests. Hard hitting, important stuff.
I will say when Trench said the Patriots Rams Super Bowl, I went to look it up just to make sure. And for some reason, the 2002 Super Bowl came up. I was like, so Trench started growing this beard when he was 6, and then had to do some deeper digging. And
He hid it from us.
2019.
He hid it through us throughout, elementary and high school because he was nervous.
Just shave every day. Son of a bitch.
Oh, all right. So is that all we had? Are we to the game?
Yeah,
already?
that was just a Twitterverse. But I mean, you could consider the no contest to be a whoopsie, but so it goes.
Is there anything else you guys can think of before we get into the game?
I'm just excited for this shit to start, yo.
The game or the NFL?
The season.
Well, you got a long time, Jake.
It doesn't mean I'm not excited though,
Yeah.
because I'm pretty sure we can go back to games in person now.
Yeah, I believe
So
we
we'll
can.
be at the Empower Field at Mile High Stadium.
Going to the Steelers Browns game on Halloween.
Are you gonna dress in a costume,
The
Trench?
invite.
Are you gonna go as a ghoul?
It's gonna be cold. What?
Are you going to go as a ghoul or a mummy? That would work. You could be a mummy and stay warm.
Probably gonna go with TJ Watt, to be honest. Put my jersey on.
Wow. But you
Nice.
should go as Mummy TJ Watt.
Yeah, that or vampire TJ Watt.
I want to sack your quarterback. So funny. All right. Let's transition into the game.
Yeah.
So the fun game of the week this week is top 3 NFL team logos of all time. And maybe we'll throw up a graphic that shows all of the iterations of team logos. I saw that last night and it was pretty interesting. But we will go Trench, me, Hunter, Austin. Trench, give us your number 3.
Number 3. Probably the Steelers logo. I think it's classic and my favorite team, but I won't put it as my number 1.
Fair enough.
Steelers.
I appreciate the non-biasness.
Trench, I'll type this in the Google Doc for you.
So is this any iteration or just it hasn't changed?
I think it's been pretty similar.
Logo. There's variations, but
Modern day Steelers logo. All right, so my number 3 is the Denver Broncos logo up until, so the 1970 logo is almost identical to when they changed it in 1993,
Oh.
except for in 93, they just made the eye a little less angry and they took out the lines from the smoke. I don't know why, but I
So
like the
this
lines in the
is-
angry eye better.
This is a horse chief and some Joni.
That's why I like it. Because
That's
clearly
pretty
he just
dope.
took a big fat rip and now he's just blowing it out of his nose.
Yeah. They
All
should
right.
put some sunglasses on that horse.
So
For real.
funny you say that because my number 3 is the Denver Broncos logo from, let's see the years here, want to be historically accurate, from 1962 to 1969, which I hear is a good year. It's this one where it's just a rootin' tootin' offensive lineman on top of a bucking Bronco.
Oh wow.
And I think that's an awesome logo.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, he looks like he's hurting that horse, but the horse looks mean enough to where he doesn't care.
The horse
but-
also looks like a bit of a dingus.
Kinda, but yeah, I don't know. That dude reminds me of classic football, and I think that's a good logo. Trench, are
Yeah.
you on the dock? Can you see these?
Yep.
Okay.
He also has no face mask. So he's just ready
No,
for
he's
some
got a-
PTE.
He's got a kicker bar.
I think that might be a chin strap, but maybe.
I don't think so.
All right, well, coming in at number 3 on my list is a team that not many people know about, but they stem from the 1959 to 1960 season, and that would be the Dallas Texans, currently known
Oh.
as the they just had the great state of Texas with a gold star on it on their helmet.
Are you popping it in there?
Yeah, it's in there. Do you see it?
Oh yeah. It's
Oh,
like
okay.
looks like a Chiefs helmet.
Yeah, they're the
Yeah, no way.
Chiefs nowadays.
I know my stuff.
Interesting. All right, Trench, lay it on us.
Number 2 is
Yeah,
probably
that fat pipe.
Kelly Green Eagles logo with the bird and his wings out.
Bird with the wings
Uh,
out.
The one before the most recent.
You
Let
type
me
in
just get that
Kelly
typed in
Green,
for ya.
it'll come up.
Kelly Green Eagles with wings spread
I know which one he's talking about.
out. Just want to be very specific.
All right, so my number 2 is, and I will also actually add this picture so you can get the comparison, is the 1989 to 1996 Dolphins logo. Because to me, this reminds me of classic football when you talk about classic football. But, and I mean, the Dolphins logo until most recently has been pretty similar, but the new one is like this sleek, sexy orca looking thing.
Orca.
And oh fuck.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. And if you compare this dolphin to the one just before it, which I also put in, the one just before it is kind of like a fat, chunky dolphin. And they're like, you know what, let's darken up the green a little bit, and then let's slim them down. And I like that one. It's a classic. That would be really good for like silk screening. It's like a two-tone, Joni. Looks really good.
Oh yeah.
The one you like is 89 to 96?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I like all of them. I don't like it when they transition to the porpoise look. I think that, or porpoise look. I think that was silly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because does it look like a dolphin? Sure, but not as much as the other ones.
Yeah, like when I think of a dolphin in my head, I think of that logo.
Not just a regular real life dolphin.
I'm 100% serious.
That's just the image that's associated with dolphins.
For me, yeah, that's because I'm such a football guy.
For me, it's the 1997 to 2012.
I agree. That's fine.
Yeah. And I like the helmet and how mean the dolphin looks. Like it looks like it's ready to smash some ass out on the football field.
And in all reality, like when you look at this, we're just so used to seeing the Dolphins logo, it doesn't look anything weird. But if you have no knowledge of football and you look at this logo, the dolphin with a helmet on it looks so stupid. Like it looks like it's a dumber animal now. It's doing a disservice to the dolphin because it just looks so derpy with this weird helmet.
Have you ever
on
put
top.
a helmet on without a face mask?
Yeah, it looks weird as hell.
It makes everyone look derpy as hell. Because me and Silas used to take our face masks off and put on our helmets, and we looked.
Dude, it's so funny.
We looked like we were challenged.
Well, Jake, that was a good one. My number 2 is a logo that never truly saw the light of day. My number 2 is the original Jaguars logo. It didn't see the light of day because when they were granted the team in 95, they put the logo out and everybody's like, yeah, super cool. But then the car company Jaguar was like, hey guys, that looks too close to our logo. You got to change that. So they did. But I think it's really cool. It's like a sick Art Deco Jaguar that's just like, arr.
That is really cool.
Thanks, Trench. Oh, I love that.
It looks like it's pouncing.
Yeah.
Pouncing on some prey. But, yeah,
But that's my 2.
Coming in at my number 2 is also a former Texas team that no longer exists, and they're a bunch of slippery fellows because they are the Houston Oilers. And I just like the Houston Oilers colors, and I think of Earl Campbell's hoss ass just running people over, headbutting them, jersey being ripped off, thighs the size of tree trunks.
I agree with you. I think Warren Moon, that number 1 jersey, is like one of the coolest looking jerseys of all time.
Yeah, Warren Moon as well, real badass. So the Houston Oilers coming in at number 2.
See, I think I would like if instead of the Texans were the Oilers. Like that's just a cool. The logo's sick. Like it just looks dope.
Oh yeah. No, I wonder why when they created the Houston Texans,
Because
they didn't throw
Tennessee
it back.
owns the rights.
Oh, the Titans have it,
Yeah, the Titans own the rights to the Houston Oilers.
and the colors and everything, pretty much.
Well, I definitely like it more than the Titans.
Yeah.
Tennessee Oilers? Maybe that's like the alliteration. Who knows?
There's no oil in Tennessee. I don't know.
True. Maybe. I haven't done the oil research. All right, Trench. Number 1. What's your favorite logo of all time?
Don't do it to me, Trench. I think he's gonna do it to me.
I feel like he's gonna do it to me.
Trench is gonna do it
70s,
dirty.
the logo, the pirate with the smoke in his mouth.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
Did that do it to you, Hunter? Yep. Hunter likes the creamsicles.
I like the creamsicles, but I like the swashbuckler guy a heck of a lot more.
Hunter, have you seen the fan creations that placed Tom Brady's face in that line? If I was a Tampa fan, I'd buy one of those probably.
Yeah, Trench, I was going to talk about that quite
I
a
haven't
bit.
seen that. A swashbuckling Tom Brady.
Yeah.
See, I'm just gonna keep this train rolling. That was also my number 1. It's the best logo, period. It's so fucking cool. But also, I'll see if I can find it really quickly.
What Jake's searching. The Tampa's current logo that has the flag and it's just the whole ship itself sailing through the sea. That's a pretty cool logo too.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you just go back to that dude?
I would.
Yeah, no, that shit's sick. And I mean, maybe once Tom Brady leaves, they might do the Tom Brady face one. But
if Tom
my
Brady
favorite,
asked them to do that right now, they would.
they do it. Yeah. So I like the Tom Brady thing, but I think as I slowly get it in here, that the Bruce Arians one is way better.
The Bruce Arians one?
No, fuck, I did it again. God damn it.
So, Jake, are you going with that for your number one?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I can't. I would be doing myself a disservice if I didn't. There's the Bruce Arians one. And they got like the triple chin in there.
That's funny. All right.
So he's struggling to hold that fucking knife in his mouth.
Yeah.
That's
sweet.
very disappointing that you guys picked those because obviously I think that's unequivocally the best. But just for list diversity purposes, I will toss in one of my sidebars. So for my number one, I'm going to go with the 1946 to 1967 49ers logo.
Ooh.
Because let me open up my screenshots here. It's just a little like old-timey prospector dude rooting and tooting some guns.
Yeah.
And he's shooting the gun in between his legs, and it looks like he's farting kind of. But I just, he looks like he's a fun guy to hang out with.
Now, I wish you could, if you're on Madden, you could throw back and get that logo on your helmet or something.
Yeah, that'd be super cool. They probably don't want guns in Madden, though.
Yeah.
Or farts.
Yeah, or farts. Just like they won't tell you that people kill themselves because of CTE later on in Madden.
Yeah.
It also looks like when you really look at this logo, it kind of looks like his crotch is actually where his arm is. So his dick is like on his hip.
Yeah.
He has one long left leg and a very short right leg.
Oh yeah. I
Dick
see
off
what
to
you're
the
saying.
right.
Yeah, seriously.
But yeah, since you guys took the actual real best one, I'll give them some shine.
That's cool. That's fair. Austin, are you gonna
Well,
give some shine or fall in?
yeah, I got
Give
one.
some shine or
that,
fall in line. It was right there for you, Jake.
I got one that I think a lot
Yeah.
of people are missing out on here, and that would be the original throwback Buffalo Bills logo, where it's just a big red buffalo with a dick just standing in an open field.
I don't think anybody really missed out on that one.
I just like when they, whenever the Bills run the throwback helmets, I get images of
the
Cookie
retro.
Gilchrist cutting through defenses back in the day. You know,
All right. Yeah. Well, fun list, fun game as always. Trench, do you have time to stick around for the bracket breakdown, or are you
No.
getting out of here? As the viewers know, new bracket this season is the most magnificent mains. We're going to be talking about one person from each NFL team who just has sick hair. Hopefully, Jake made these matchups fair and square.
Are these current players?
They're all current players.
Yeah, so the fans may be confused when we have one person like representing a certain team, but they're in a different jersey. We're going the team that they're currently on,
Yeah.
and some guys don't have pictures or photos from that team yet.
Free agents.
Yeah,
draft.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
And don't get confused by Randy Moss, Trench. That first picture is just like to kind of set a tone.
Yeah, that'll probably be in the transition.
Yeah, as I was hoping it should be. All right.
Yeah.
So, looks like matchup 1 from the Bears. We have cornerback Desmond Trufant versus the Steelers offensive tackle Zach Banner. Hey, Trench was talking about him earlier.
yeah.
Trench, what do you think about this matchup? You think Zach Banner has what it takes to take down Desmond Trufant in a fan vote?
I think I've seen Zach Banner, his hair, better pictures than that one. So I think Zach Banner, in my opinion, has better hair.
Wow.
Now, do you think
Personal
he's
experience?
gotten any tips from Troy Polamalu? Because I see some pretty luscious curls there. Maybe a little bit of head and shoulders action.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, Jake, I don't know if you already have the graphics made up, but Trench says you got to put a better picture of Zach Banner in there.
Hey, sometimes there are low res pictures. I'm not about to put a 200 by 300 pixel picture up in there.
Well,
Gotta be at least 600. Lowest
I don't-
denominator 600.
I don't think resolution is our issue here. I think the issue is there are better pictures of his hair.
You got to understand, this picture was the best with good resolution. There were better ones, but they were so low res, you couldn't even tell who it was.
Gotcha. Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough.
A little behind the scenes for everyone. But I agree. I think this hair is harder to maintain than Desmond Trufant's. So to keep the softness to it.
Yeah. Desmond's
But,
got that
that's just
spaghetti.
I could be wrong.
Fair
Although
enough.
Desmond Trufant does have cooler hair than me. So
Moving on to matchup number 2 from the 49ers, we have running back JaMychal Hasty versus Packers guard Billy Turner. Now, to be fair, when I was making this list, Billy Turner may have made it because of his sunglasses, not necessarily his hair. And JaMychal Hasty, I don't really know who he is, but he looks like he's got like ropes from a old wooden ship on his head. Like there are
Yeah.
some tight, well put together dreads. So he's got
Those are
good looking
some
hair.
dope
Yeah.
ass locks on JaMychal Hasty.
Yeah.
And that's one of the coolest names I've ever heard for a running back because he's just hastily moving through the defenses.
Well, I hate to break it to you, this is not the coolest names list. This is the most magnificent names.
but
I think
I'm
if he was
reading-
hastily moving, he would be slowly moving with hesitation. I'm pretty
Yeah.
He's
sure.
a undrafted free agent from Baylor on the 49ers.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. So yeah, solid matchup here. Don't know if there's anything crazy to talk about. So let's move on to the next one. We have, this is going to be a toughie. I was very, very surprised when I saw a picture of Dante Jackson because his locks are luscious.
Yeah.
But this matchup, Panthers cornerback Dante Jackson versus, and this is kind of a flair pick, Browns wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. with his classic trend-setting ramen noodle hair. Back in the day, bunch of kids did the Odell. It was everywhere. Walking down the street, there's an Odell kid. People in
Yeah.
commercials, Odell hair. He started a
That's-
movement with this.
I still wasn't as familiar with football as I am now. So every time I saw it, I was like, what? Oh, fuck. Not him.
Yeah.
But now I know that children are a little bit smaller than Odell Beckham Jr. And it's like, if I see the hair, I have to look, are they big? No. Okay, child.
Yeah.
Jake had this hair for about 3 weeks.
I did.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was just hard to maintain the curls.
Jake had
Um,
Odell hair. We gotta
Trench, I
have to-
feel like you're not an Odell fan. What do you think about his hair?
I think that Dante Jackson looks better.
Okay. Do you want to speak on the Odell is gay rumors? Any thoughts on that?
So,
Okay, cool.
I
If
think they
he
need to
is,
let the
that's
man
cool.
breathe.
yeah.
Like, they're hating on him for liking poop. They're kink shaming him. They're hating on him for being gay. Like, just let the man live.
yeah.
We
He's
are.
not out on the
There's
field fucking dudes getting pooped on. He's playing football. Let him live.
Yeah, but he is off the field, Jake.
I just
So
wanted to get Trench's thoughts. But when
Trench,
you bring up poop, if we could find the meme Austin made of him catching the dirt, that's hilarious.
I think that may be on my Twitter. I'll go.
Yeah.
and get it.
All right. Next up, we
I'm
have.
sure Hunter would want Dalvin Cook to poop on him and fuck him on the field. So
Yeah,
I don't
that's
like
true.
poop, but I would definitely like to hang out with the guy. Say whatever you want. dude.
he'll hang something out.
Good looking dude. Next matchup, we have Cowboys linebacker Jalen Smith versus Bengals cornerback, new Bengals cornerback, Trey Waynes. And I feel bad for Jalen Smith on this one. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I
Now-
think there's just so many individual locks for Trey
Yeah.
Waynes. It's luscious. But I will say the like colored like the lightened tips with the little rubber bands in them. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool look. This is gonna be a tough one. I think it can go either way, honestly.
I'm a big fan of the frosted tips.
Yeah.
I feel like
Alright.
a lot of people got going on what Trey
And-
Waynes has going.
And
on.
not gonna lie, for how strict we were in regards to the sickest or sweetest seps, you know, when someone had a little bit something covering it, we're like, they're covering it.
Yeah.
Trey Waynes has something covering on top of his head. Just
I
saying.
don't-
I mean,
I'm just saying.
Jalen's got a little
applies
band
here.
up there.
Yeah.
I mean, a
So
band is
Dante
one
Jackson.
thing.
I don't think that.
I'm just saying,
applies.
just saying.
Like you can still see just the vastness of
Oh,
Trey
absolutely.
Waynes' hair.
But has anyone looked under that cap? Is it a wig? Who knows?
Big.
He's just like shiny bald. It's like,
All right.
you
Is
found
Trey Waynes bald? Find out next episode.
it. Probably not.
Next matchup, we have Lions linebacker, new Lions linebacker, Alex Anzalone versus Chargers cornerback, Tevon Campbell.
Alex Anzalone with the big fat baloney. And
Yeah.
he's got some gorgeous golden locks.
Yeah. This is going to be a tough one. This is our first matchup where the hair is just inherently different. You have
Yeah.
a guy with plentiful dreads versus Alex Anzalone, who just has like gold Viking locks. So we'll see what happens there.
See, when it comes to maintenance, Alex Anzalone showers, brushes it. That's probably about it. But Trayvon Campbell, there's some maintenance with that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Small text.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting to see how the fans vote on this one.
Mhm. Next matchup, we got Broncos running back Melvin Gordon versus Falcons tight end Hayden Hurst. Now, Hayden Hurst is a ginger, so I would understand if he got eliminated pretty quickly here.
Yeah.
But there was really nobody else on the Ravens with cool hair or a magnificent mane. And Melvin Gordon's cool. He's got like a beehive up top with like little stranglies that are a different color. Very
Yeah.
cool. Very
His
unique.
hair's sick.
No,
His hair is sick. And that's the thing is like I've been hoping because his hair is so distinct, I'm like I could pick him out in public.
Yeah.
Where like a lot of these players, like if I saw him in a crowd, I wouldn't know.
Jake, you'd know
I'm
who
just gonna
Von
keep my eye
Miller
out.
was.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who Von Miller, but that's like the most recognizable dude on the team.
You think you'd know who Jerry Judy was?
I think so. I would
Feel-
like to think so.
I feel like his face is pretty unique.
Would you
Yeah.
recognize KJ Hamler?
Not
He's a
even
real
close.
tiny guy.
I think I might.
How
But,
does Melvin get his helmet on?
That's a really good question. I
I
wonder
think he
that with
lets
a
it
lot of
down
guys.
for.
Yeah.
Maybe,
I mean, there's just no
You have to.
pattern. They just like have a cutout, just platinum. His hair is the pattern.
but I think Melvin might sail through to round 2. Who knows? Next matchup: Rams running back Darrell Henderson versus Jets running back Ty Johnson. This one's interesting. Again, very two different hairstyles. Ty Johnson's coming in with the frillies, the poof, and Darrell Henderson has like, there's just a lot. Another just plentiful.
Tail's like a
road.
wave. It comes like off his head and like crashes on his shoulder. And he
How
has
many
like a
years-
somewhat Amish looking beard, not gonna lie.
How many years
Kinda.
does it take to grow out that much hair right there?
Hunter, how long you been growing your hair?
Lifetime?
I've gotten like intermediate snips though, but this is a little over like a year and a half.
Yeah, it's not even close to how long his hair is.
And
It's
this
probably
is
like
all
3 years,
braided
4
up.
years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Commitment for sure.
But yeah, Ty Johnson, he's got the fluffy curls and he's got the new age nose ring there, so you know he's a swaggy guy.
Absolutely. So next one up here, I think we're getting into some heavy hitters.
Yeah.
We have Texans cornerback Bradley Roby and Giants defensive tackle Danny Shelton. Again, with the hair that looks like it's like a rope on a ship. Bradley
Yeah.
Roby just has these knotted things that
Bradley
are
Ropey.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he's just well groomed, clean cut,
You
looking
could
good.
tie up a mast with that hair. right
Mm-hmm,
there.
mm-hmm. Jake Verderisi would be able to tie those in crazy knots.
Yeah.
But Danny Shelton, on the other hand, I feel like any Samoan is you're gonna do fine on this list because you're plentiful, you're long,
And he's got a
So,
little bit of the
yeah.
frosted action going as well.
You know
Yeah.
what I wouldn't give to be Samoan? Like,
It'd just be a big Samoan hoss.
yeah, it's like tan all year round. You can have like cool tribal tattoos and not like stupid, trashy tribal tattoos.
Oh yeah.
Sweet hair.
now, Jake, do you want to be Samoan or do you want to be The Rock?
I would both. I would much more rather be The Rock, because his accolades and his
So, Jake,
overall
you're-
jackness.
You're a big old rock fan.
Yeah, I've never not been a Rock fan. I was listen, this is how much of a Rock fan I was. We had The Rock's CD where he had a song about pie. And the song about pie is amazing. He goes to this house and learns the way one to bake him a pie, and he's like, "Oh, I love that pie." It's so good. Maybe we can play a snippet of The Rock's pie song when he's calling everyone jabronis and asking them if they can smell what he's cooking and telling you to, "Oh, shut your mouth." The Rock's fucking awesome.
Yeah, let's get a little sample of that in here.
All right, Jake likes
It's
The
very
Rock.
soulful. It's a very soulful song. It's really great. Maybe I can play it for you guys after the episode.
Okay, yeah.
'Cause
Next matchup we got here. Struggled really hard finding somebody on the Seahawks with cool hair, or not necessarily cool hair, because DK Metcalf has cool hair, but this is magnificent manes. So we went with guard Damian Lewis, and he's up against. This is going to be a tough one for Big Damian. He's up against wide receiver Cole Beasley.
Anti-vaxxer, one of the best slot receivers in the league.
Trent, what do you think about those locks?
I think that's going to be a tough matchup.
Trench, it's 3rd and 4. Which one of these hairs do you want lined up in front of you? Or do you least want lined up in front of you? You want to get mauled by Damien and his locks, or you want Cole to chop you up with his little feet?
Chop you up 20
Beasley.
seconds after the play had already broken down. Josh Allen scrambling in the backfield. Cole Beasley finds a little pocket. Nobody's around him in a 3-yard radius.
Now, Trench, you're in a mall in Western New York. Do you recognize Cole Beasley in there? If you see him wearing like a backwards hat, like a
I do,
backpack.
honestly.
If he has a
Probably not.
backpack on
No.
and some slides. All right.
I tell you, if Cole Beasley's walking around in Denver, I wouldn't be able to tell. How many dudes I see with that kind of haircut? A lot.
Yeah.
Especially if he's wearing some sort of like circle brim hat and like a denim shirt.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
But yeah, that's
Well-
Cole Beasley, rapper, anti-vaxxer, slot dominator.
I don't know if you guys are on the next matchup yet, but in my opinion, I think this is our first matchup of real heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Like this is a tough one for round one.
These guys, either one of these guys can make it all the way.
Yeah. So we have from the Chiefs, safety Tyrann Mathieu. He's got the dips with the bleaching going on and whatnot, but there's a lot. They're meticulously placed, even though
They're
they
dipped in
don't look like
honey
they're-
because he's the honey badger.
There you go. And then
Honey Nut Cheerios,
Honey Nut Cheerio.
Honey Combs,
and then
Honey
you have
Smacks.
Mac Jones backup Cam Newton with like the like there's just something here, and then there's like a flop on top. Like
It's a volcano.
Some like thin
Yeah.
ones in the front, thick ones in the back. It's interesting.
it's so unique. You want to talk about fitting something into a helmet. I don't know how that works.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know either. And you can
But-
tell his helmet kind of sits up.
Oh,
that
for
one-
sure.
Taking some licks.
That one's going to be contentious. That's all I know. Next one. Got another Samoan in the mix.
Oh yeah.
We got
It was,
Buck
when I
Hayes.
was finding this picture, it had him compared to The Rock's character on Moana, whatever,
Okay.
Maui.
Yeah.
So
The Rock.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Well,
Now-
we have
Vita
Buck-
Vea looks like he could be like a super villain,
Yeah.
like a Samoan super villain.
Vita Vea's got like the best Samoan hair in the league right now.
Oh, you heard it here first from
Wow.
Tim.
It's gonna be a tough one for Bud.
We know
I mean,
where
'cause you
his
gotta-
stuff's
When you
going.
really look at it, he still is pretty lined up. That like bottom part, although it's long up here, like it still is lined up there. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, it's the
It's
meticulous
well taken
detail.
care of. Yeah.
So
Oh, absolutely.
Vita Vea's opponent in his matchup, round one, is newly minted Titans linebacker Alvin Bud Dupree.
Does that hurt you to hear? Chuck?
Yeah. Just-
No,
I know you're a big Bud fan.
I'm a big Alex Highsmith fan too.
I think this is going to be another contentious one. I think both of these guys have good hair.
I think they do, but I think Vita Vea looks like he's at some kind of red carpet event and
He's at the NFL draft.
he's looking pretty glamorous. This is before he was a millionaire. His hair looked like that. Chase Young was fucking a lot of people up on the field last year. And
Yeah,
he,
when you say someone looks like a villain, Chase Young to me here looks like a villain. I feel like he deals in like small exotic animals.
or he sells like small arms to
I don't know. I feel like-
rebels alliances in South Africa.
He looks like he has a flip phone for sure.
Yeah.
Like a burner flip
a
phone.
burner phone that he snaps in half. He throws in the trash.
Yeah. Exactly.
Gets on a private jet.
feel bad for Colts defensive end Isaac Rochelle here because this is going to be an easy sweep for Chase Young, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll just go ahead and
Jeanette.
get that one.
I assume there wasn't many good guys on the Colts with flows.
No, Colts. There's some teams like the Colts or the Ravens where they're just like clean cut football
Shaved
guys.
heads.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a thing with like Jim Harbaugh or like how they draft.
Yeah,
like,
maybe.
Like they got
No
some guys
flair.
with dreads, but
Next matchup, we have Eagles guard Matt Pryor, who has just a big out there fro.
It's a nest.
It's huge, yeah. Against, I don't know why I said Ravens, but Ravens wide receiver Sammy Watkins. Now, his hair doesn't look like this anymore. I think he cut it last year. But when Sammy had the big hair, he had nice hair.
yeah. So what, he's shaved down right now?
I think it's shorter, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think, him in a Bills uni, that's probably from what, like 6 years ago?
Oh yeah. That was probably his rookie picture right after he got drafted out of Clemson. Speaking of which, at Clemson they had Sammy, DeAndre Hopkins, and Martavis Bryant. They all had crazy hair like that.
Yeah.
You were just getting dreaded up.
Speaking of guys from Clemson, I hope Trevor Lawrence holds his own in his matchup because he's against Raiders wide receiver Willie Snead. Now, Jake, I wish you'd use a more glamorous picture of Trevor because
I think that's a pretty good pic of Trevor.
Yeah, I think it's like blowing in the wind. Like, what do
That's
you
like
want
the
from
most
me?
high resolution picture that we've had on here too. I
he's
can
got
see
the
every strand.
AirPods in. He's just letting it blow. He's wearing
Is that
a
it? They aren't
suit.
the AirPods Pro, so you think it's
Maybe, I
a
guess.
bum in this picture.
You know,
But-
Trevor has a thicker neck than I thought he did. It's
Yeah.
a good sign. He'll
He does have a
grow
thick
right
neck.
into that thing.
Yeah, but he's
I
up
will
against
say that Willie Snead's hair is sick. That like
Oh, yeah.
stripe, that's fucking sick.
This is
Yeah.
another hard hitting matchup because look at Willie Snead's like just beautiful curls going
Yeah.
going back, flowing back, and then you
I
got
mean,
the blonde on top.
I'm a little biased. You know who I'm voting for here, but we'll let the fans decide as
Trevor
always.
does have some of the most iconic hair I can think of in football history. Like-
Since Polamalu, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and maybe
yeah.
outside of Blaine Gabbert. But next, tough one. Got a tough one.
Yeah.
Running back Alvin Kamara versus wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins. Both of these dudes are two of the more swaggy people in the league, I think. And DeAndre gets he just has like very long tendrils coming out, kind of octopus arms going on. And
He
then
looks like a dinosaur took a dookie on his head.
Dr. Alan Grant is going to go over there and give it a little taste.
Yeah. What's that girl from Jurassic Park where she puts the glove on, she's digging around in the dew?
Laura Dern.
Yeah.
Now, I will say Hunter had mentioned these two are the more fashionable people of the league. This picture of DeAndre Hopkins was taken from his appearance on the cover of GQ magazine. Just to
Whoa.
show to the accolades of fashion.
And I like
And
how he's bald on
his
the
outfit,
sides.
his outfit's sick. Like I was extremely jealous.
Now,
If DeAndre was a superhero, he could like reach out with his tentacle hair. And
Yeah.
yeah. Snap a
awesome.
football.
Do you
Yeah.
think he's bald on the sides by choice, or do you think that's natural?
That's
Oh,
choice.
that's
I
choice.
think.
That's absolutely choice.
You
What
don't
if
have
it
all that
wasn't?
on top and just lose it on the sides.
Yeah, you can't have like that full of hair and then just completely bald. There's no way.
Do you think he can grow a beard? He doesn't
Yeah.
look like he can grow a beard.
If he wanted to. But not to glance over Alvin Kamara, because his hair is pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Nuke's
If
gonna
this was
win that
Sweetest
one.
Grills, Alvin Kamara would be number one.
Hey, Jake, don't be giving away future brackets now.
Sweetest Grills? I don't know if we'd have 32 people to go off of.
I bet we could figure it out. But last but certainly not least, we have new Dolphins wide receiver Will Fuller versus one that kind of shocked me and I thought was pretty cool. Vikings cornerback Harrison Hand. He's got like spikes shooting out the back of his head. Those things
I
are
never
sweet.
heard of Mr. Hairy Hand, but that's some dope ass flow.
I will say, I think this was for one game in particular because it was hard to find these photos. But then again, there weren't many photos of this guy without a helmet on.
What were you gonna say?
But,
Trent?
I said Harrison Hand's got like Dragon Ball Z hair.
Kind
Dragon
of,
Ball
yeah.
Z.
But
Definitely.
then
Super
Will
Saiyan.
Fuller,
Pirate though, dude.
something very interesting is going on with Will Fuller's hair. Because he's got the rope action, but it's like more of it's like a dirty or frayed rope, I guess.
There's like a Rastafarian take on the traditional rope.
Yeah. And you guys might remember Will Fuller from our sickest stash list, where we
Yeah.
may have used this picture because he's just got a full big boy stash.
Yeah.
But welcome
But it's
to
not tight up top. You like typically you think it's tight all the way down,
true.
Yeah.
which
You-
is
You might get
Interesting.
points taken off for that in later rounds.
Hmm.
But yeah.
it'll be
the
interesting to see how
breakdown.
these cards fall.
That's the breakdown of the most magnificent mains. Hopefully we'll get those graphics out for you soon on the Instagram to vote on, and we'll have round 2 for you sometime next week.
Oh yeah.
But Trench, thanks for coming along. We've really loved having you.
Trench, I got one more question before you go. Who has more yards next year? Pat Fryermuth or Eric Ebron?
Or Tim Tebow.
Or Tim Tebow?
Probably Ebron, I bet.
More than all right. Ebron more than Tebow and Freiermuth combined.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is Ebron still on the Steelers?
At least this year.
Ooh, I don't know. You're telling me they're not just gonna plug Big Ben's favorite big white tight end in there?
I think he's going to be out on the field with Ebron a lot, but he's going to be a good source of a blocker earlier on to get Ebron out on rounds because Ebron can't block. So
Did Jesse James have better numbers than Eric Ebron when he was a tight end there?
I don't think Eric Ebron and Jesse James were on the Steelers at the same time. It was Vance McDonald and
That's
Eric Ebron.
That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking if Eric Ebron had better numbers with his time with the Steelers than Jesse James did.
I don't know.
I just think Big Ben has a preference for big white tight ends.
Let me take a look.
Now, I also have another question after you finish this one because I asked Bull the same question and I want to get your take on it as well.
So Jesse James' best season with the Steelers was 30 catches, 423 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Eric Ebron definitely did better in that.
And Ebron last year had 56 catches, 558 yards, 5
Ooh.
touchdowns.
I mean, that's pretty stinky too.
Yeah.
Let's look at Vance McDonald real quick. Vance
So-
McDonald.
So Trench, are you happy or disappointed that James Conner is now gone from the Steelers?
I really don't care because they drafted a running back in the first round. I'm happy that he found a team, though, as a local guy.
Najee Harris is way better than James Conner ever was or will be.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about a 5-star recruit out of high school, an
That's,
Alabama running back legend.
That's almost exactly Bull's take to the words.
Yeah.
But
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 Trent,
yeah,
thanks for coming on.
no problem.
We love having you. We'll have
yeah,
to do it
first
again
guest of the
sometime.
second season.
Yeah. Tell Jill we all said hi. But I think that's it.
We'll send
find
you a
us-
couple shirts, a couple BFF merch.
Yeah, if we
shirts
ever
for
make
you
the
and Jill.
merch.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trench, we will get you a hot beef injection shirt stat. But
Or maybe the Bull tits skin shirt.
Yes.
The bull meat tits.
the bull shirt.
Maybe coaches aren't doctors.
Coaches on Doctor's a good one.
We'll see.
Was that did that happen? What prompted that?
Coaches aren't doctors.
I think someone on like a training staff said something like that.
I think it was like
Maybe with Patrick Mahomes' ankle or something.
I think it
maybe?
was one of the Bengals coaches was saying Joe Burrow was going to be back beginning of next year, and it was kind of
It wasn't when Tyrod Taylor got his heart stabbed.
it might have been around there or something.
Maybe.
It was a quarterback.
All right. Either way, find us on YouTube where you found us. Find us on Instagram for these fun brackets. We're all going to vote in on Instagram at Bro Football Focus, and find us on Twitter at Bro Football Focus with 1L. But until next time, we'll see you later.